some of the exchange rate on the language has been tough.
Yeah. I liked that when I arrived, you kept calling me like, cheers, mate. Nice, mate. I liked it. Yeah. It's good.
Yeah. I've been trying to get with it, man.
I lived in Nashville for a couple of years and I got the drool, I think.
Yeah.
Being there. Yeah. I owned a cowboy hat.
Oh, wow.
I had a camouflage hoodie as well.
See, yeah, did you guys hunt anything?
Do you know, I lived on a lake for the first year and I bought a fishing rod from Walmart because I was I'm going to go fishing. I'd never been fishing before. And I threw it in. And then after about an hour, my mate came up and was like, have you put bait on it? And I was like, I didn't know you meant to do that. So I just sat with a fishing rod
really?
in the lake, yeah.
Oh, like pantomime fishing.
I just assumed a fish would like swim past and catch the hook. I don't know. I'd never fished before, you know? It wasn't something that I'd grown up doing.
But you gotta have that. You gotta put something on there.
Mates are so excited that I'm doing this today, by the way.
Who is?
All of my friends. All of
really?
my friends. Yeah, the guy that there's a guy living at our house at the moment, and he was like trying to get off work to just come down and just say hi.
Oh, and just mill around like a loitering, they call it.
Yeah, yeah.
I think you guys loitering must be a British thing, huh? Because we wouldn't say that loitering.
What would you say?
We'd
Stalking?
be like, oh yeah, stalking.
Yeah.
Well, stalking is more like once you've loitered and you see something in the window, you know. You see something, you see a bit of tits in the distance or something. But yeah, that's stalking. Yeah, yeah. And then it's breaking and entering, you know. And then it's marriage usually. If you have a way with words, I think. Do they have student drivers here?
Yeah, yeah. I didn't learn to drive until I was 24. Because as I said, with the train thing, public transport here is actually really good. So I never learned to drive. And then, mate, on my first driving test, so I learned to drive for like eight months. And on the first test, I failed because I was going around a roundabout and my mum called me to see if I passed the test. And I just quickly took it and like cancelled the call. And then the driving instructor was just like, you've just failed the test for that. And she was ringing to see if I'd
done well.
Passed, yeah. Yeah, I failed.
God, dude, that's when you got to that's kind of the time I'm glad my mom didn't care that much.
Yeah.
You know, because I passed
But but Americans can drive from like 16, right?
But they shouldn't all be allowed to drive. And
I do think American drivers, man, like when I'm over there, I'm like, this is fucking sketchy.
They drive to kill.
Yeah.
They drive to
kill. Sort of feel like here we have to learn how to like parallel park and do all these other things. I think in America it's like, can you reverse? Good.
Yeah.
Passed.
Yeah, well, I think America, just anything can be a weapon there. You know, it's like.
So what have you got hidden under your bed? What's your weapon? Weapon of choice.
I've probably a couple knives. A lot of my kitchen knives are in my room.
Cool.
Kind of strategically placed or whatever. You know, like, I'll be here. I need a knife.
You haven't got kids?
So
they're not like reaching under the bed and finding a huge.
No. And I go small blade kind of. You know, I'm more of a,
I think I'd be more terrified of you with a kitchen blade than a gun.
I'm more of a chef than like a hatchet guy. You know, I'm more like I'll Julian a burglar. What about the queen or anything? Can you text her or whatever?
Well, she's dead.
Well.
The new queen.
Oh, is there a new one? I didn't even know.
Queen,
they get a new one? Sorry. I didn't know, and I'm sorry that she's deceased too. I did not know that. Yeah,
she died in 2022.
And
then King Charles is now the king. I did like her Jubilee. I played her gig and there's an amazing picture of her shaking my hand and smiling.
Oh, nice.
And people are like, oh, she was pleased to meet you. And actually a comedian had just told her a joke. So it looks like she's really happy to meet me, but she had no idea who I was at all. But the picture says 1,000 words, Theo.
There you go.
Yeah.
Do the royal people, what do they do? What is it really like over there when you go over there?
I don't envy it at all. I wouldn't want to live that lifestyle. I remember being in Japan once for the Rugby World Cup and I met one of them and he was like, you know, he's 6-7 years older than me. And he was like, this is my first time in Japan. And in my mind, I'm like, I would have just assumed that you go everywhere all the time. But I think it's very much like it's a working job. They go and open hospitals, open care centers, go and do this. And it's I wouldn't envy the lifestyle at all. I think it is quite restrictive. I don't think you can just be like, I'm going to go do this. I think like, have you seen The Crown, the show? Because like even when they go on holiday and they have to do like a press shoot before the holiday and then people just take photos of them for the whole holiday. Because it's kind of like you allow, because you are funded by the public own your life.
Yeah, it's got to feel odd.
So it's not something that I would necessarily envy. It's something that it's a big debate in this country whether people agree with it or not. I personally think it gives a certain grounding for there's a historical aspect of it, and when things happen, it's Americans love seeing the ceremony that's over here. When the Queen passed away, the funeral is very impressive, and it very much I don't know, represents England for the world. England, look at it.
Yeah, because I think England, there's something there are a lot of great things. It's very proper, and it's
there's a lot of things that I would not agree with as well. I think it is very
it's rigid almost.
It's a very polarizing subject. But I definitely wouldn't envy
the lifestyle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it seems like it would be tough. You're such and you have to be a concierge to your own country, and you have to be such a representative.
And never talk about anything negative. Their thing, they say never complain, never explain. So anything that happens, they just
you're just a middleman.
Yeah, you can't show any emotion. Even at funerals and stuff, you're not meant to cry and stuff. It's really quite hardcore.
Oh,
I feel English people and Americans, they're like, oh, do you know what? The other place is better. And then you go to the other place and you're like, oh, it's kind of, I feel the world is going through quite a lot. We travel a lot, and it's election time all around the world, and everywhere I go, I'm like, oh, it's kind of the same here as well. I feel everyone is going through a shift of
that's a good point, huh?
Sorts.
You guys' elections are happening right now, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's pretty bonkers, some of the shit that's coming out. It's you're sort of watching these interviews being does your brain connect to your mouth? It's I sometimes feel people don't want to get elected.
Yeah.
They're saying stuff to just be now I'm done, man, I'm done. It's mad.
Well, I'm sure there's probably times you get halfway into something, you're like, I don't know about this,
Yeah.
People get stage fright at the altar all the time sometimes, or sometimes you'll buy something at the market and you'll put it back on the with the gums or the candies or something. You'll put just a pack of sausages back there or something. And so I think that there's
if there's knocking, there's someone doing work next door, by the way.
As long as it's not an indentured servant, I think we're good. You know what I'm saying? Just because Britain's had their history, but and I'm not saying America didn't polish it up a little, but we've all sinned a little, or we didn't, but forefathers definitely, had some crazy plans, but yeah, dude, but it's nice to be over here. I I listen to James Blake. I like his music a lot, you know. So I'll listen to some James Blake, and I'll listen to Fred again. What other I'm trying to think of British music do I listen to? Nice Day for a White Wedding.
Oh, cool, yeah.
That guy, you know him?
No, I don't. I mean, I know the song. I don't know him personally.
Start again.
Who's your
every little sister? Maybe that's not the lyric. That seems a little bit perverse.
Who's your NFL team then?
Oh, sorry, I'm a New Orleans Saints fan.
Cool. Are you from New Orleans then?
Yeah, that's where I'm from, out of Louisiana.
So why move to Nashville?
Well, I lived in LA for a while, and then Nashville was open during the pandemic.
Yeah.
So you could do what you want. You could spit. You could spit on people, and they were still okay with it. So it definitely
It's a good criteria to move to a town. Just be can I spit on people?
Yeah. Or you could touch. You could just. I mean, you couldn't even. Yeah, it just. That mask, when you think about what the mask, it just you could, I will say this though, you could look at somebody and kind of lick your lips in a way that you wouldn't normally be able to. And that's something I miss. What's the most dangerous place to be around here?
Here? I'd say every area of London has literally every area is sketchy. I think that you cannot be anywhere.
I love that.
Yeah, it's not like a segregated city. There's it's very...
Everybody's scared.
No, I mean, the nice areas are sketchy, the bad areas are sketchy, but you just have to not do stupid shit. If you wander around with, I don't know, a Louis Vuitton duffel bag and a 200 grand watch, you are going to get robbed. But just don't do that.
Yeah, don't do it. Yeah, I think, and y'all's robberies all have clues and stuff. That's what I like about London.
Clues?
Or if there's something that happens, it's oh, here's a clue, and the detectives or whatever, then they're hot on your trail. That's what that's one of I think the things that, you guys.
I love that everything that you think about England is based on movies, and because it's the way that I used to view America as well. I remember going. My wife went to Duke, and we went back.
My
to
mother
Duke.
went to Duke.
Oh, good university.
Yeah.
But I remember we were in town for something, and we were driving past the frat houses, and I was like, I've never been to a frat party. Should we just knock on the door of one of them and they'll be having a frat party like the movies? And like Cherry was like, yeah, I guess so. They're a bit. It's not like that vibe. And we went up. I knocked on the door. One of them opened the door and was like, "Why are you knocking on our door?" And then we went in, and it was just like 3 dudes and one guy who had his face super glued to the floor.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like not the vibe. And I was like, "This isn't like the movies at all."
Yeah. You're like, this is.
He was just literally like this, face super glued down, and they were just like, "Yeah, we don't really know."
Yeah, I think. Well, it's hard to get that guy up, I bet. And then, yeah, they were just in there manufacturing Rohypnols or something like that, or GHB or whatever.
Hey.
A lot of homemade GHB in those areas, but
yeah, it's not like the movies.
yeah, it's not. Yeah, nothing's kind of ever like, I don't know. Like even today, we pulled up in a Notting Hill, and I was like, "We're gonna be in love" or whatever.
Yeah,
because
Notting Hill is quite. This is quite like if you're talking about like nice areas.
Yeah,
Notting
it just
Hill
seemed
is.
romantic, like you'd meet like, Paddington Bear is having a coffee with a woman or something over there, like.
Bestiality.
Yeah. Yeah. Caffeine fueled bestiality, dude. That's our new.
Yeah.
Have you ever done? Yeah.
Have I ever fucked?
No, have you ever considered a collab with Paddington Bear?
Do you know what? I would love to do a kids movie. Now that I have children, I'd love to do some form of animated something with music. I don't know if it's Paddington Bear or something.
Because he's a famous British bear, isn't he?
Well, he's actually from. Where's Paddington Bear from? Peru. Yeah, he's from. Well, but in the book, he's from Peru. He travels over to England. He's obsessed with jam. Is it jam sandwiches or peanut butter sandwich? Jam.
And was he allowed to stay after Brexit, or was he?
Well, so I have an Irish passport, and I can only spend 90 days in Europe if you're English. So I was like, I have the Irish passport. I can tour more in Europe, but like none of my crew can spend more than 90 days there. And it used to be Brexit. I think everyone has agreed that Brexit didn't work. And I think there will be a time where we will try and backtrack it a little bit and get back into Europe. But yeah, it was such a divisive thing at the time.
It was?
It was like 50% of the country thought we should leave, 50% of the country thought we should stay. There's a very, very, very small margin that we left. And I feel like the people that voted leave now are like, actually, wasn't the best idea.
Maybe we should have stayed.
Yeah.
That's how we're feeling, I think, after the Mayflower and everything. I think we might build another Mayflower.
What is the Mayflower?
The ship that we left on a long time ago.
Right.
And
when you say we,
a lot of people.
yeah.
I think a lot of people are going to be coming back.
Yeah.
I really do. Like we might build a June flower, July flower. I don't know. We're going to build 1 month. We're going to build a big boat, and I think we're coming back.
Cool.
I just don't think it's panned out as well as we expected over there. It's just gotten kind of like a lot of the tradition, I think, is disappearing in America. And maybe that's good. Like sometimes you just don't. I think that's the scary thing about when tradition goes away.
What is the, because I see America as like lots and lots and lots of traditions and cultures. What is the one central tradition that Americans can agree on?
That's a good point. I think, or maybe we're just in a phase where there isn't really that, right? And so that feels like
but you still
scary.
You'll still celebrate July 4th and stuff like that. That's like everyone will celebrate that, right?
Some people now are seeing it as it's like a bad thing, like, but then it's not like it's like.
I turned up to my first July 4th in a red coat.
Did you?
Yeah.
Let's go, dude.
And a flag. Because I was like.
And the UK flag.
We're coming back. No,
yeah. Captain Jack, or what is it?
Union Jack. Union Jack. The flags are weird over here as well, because I don't think you can fly flags unless the football's on.
Yeah. If somebody's flying without the football, like, oh, that guy's, he's not doing as well. He's Scottish. And no offense if anybody's Scottish, dude. A lot of people are saying it's not even real. It's just a glitch on the map. But that is, I don't know. We've had a nice time over here. We went to Ireland.
Not Britain, though.
And that's not Britain.
No. And if you make that mistake in Ireland, they will boo you.
They don't, yeah. If you say
it's good to be back in the UK, you will get booed there.
But if you say fuck England, they will cheer.
Yeah,
I will.
Actually, if you say that in Wales, Scotland, and Ireland,
They'll cheer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially now, like Scotland now in the Euros. So I played the Euros launch, whatever, on Wednesday. I was in Germany, and it's
the Euros launch. What is the football game?
Footballs, yeah.
Okay, soccer.
Footballs. And I made the decision to wear an England shirt on stage in Germany, and it was mostly German and Scottish fans because that's the first game. Didn't go down hugely well.
Yeah, people.
But then I was like, I'm not going to wear a German shirt on.
Right, because that's posing.
Yeah.
It's imposter.
I got given like 5 German shirts before the show as well to like take pictures with and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I'm just not going to wear these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, people get so competitive about that kind of stuff, man.
Who's your football team? Like, who are you supporting in the Euros? You've got to like subscribe to some of it because it's
probably Scotland, probably.
Yeah. They're playing today, playing Germany today.
Of course they are.
If they beat Germany,
yep.
That's a big party in Scotland.
Oh, they don't have a chance, I don't think. But
no, you would be surprised.
You think so?
Yeah, anything can happen.
I hope that they win today.
We lost to Iceland the other day.
Oh God.
Yeah.
And they don't even have green grass, do they? That's fucking unbelievable, dude. I mean, that's a bit of a sad thing.
I like it though. I like the unpredictableness of football. I find like American sport. I find really. I love watching American sport, but there's no penalty for being bad. You just get given more money in first draft. So you have your teams, and then if someone's bad, they go to the bottom, they get first draft, they can get better again. Here, if you're bad, you're out of the league. You're just out. And you go into a league that's not on television, and you have to like fight to get back up into the league that's on television. And if you're bad in that league, you go to a lower league. My football team, like for the past 6 years, have not been on television at all. We were in the 3rd division 2 years ago, and we've just finally got back up to the Premier League. But it's more exciting. It's unpredictable. Whereas like I'm a big Tennessee Titans fan, and they're kind of always here.
Yeah.
You know,
they're pretty mid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know what? Even in the game itself, I didn't realize that till you just said that. It's more unpredictable in the game. It's like with soccer, like you can get the ball back in a moment.
Yeah.
So you could suddenly be an offense, but in the NFL, it's like,
it's very tactical in NFL.
Yeah, you know it's going to be a little while before you get the ball back, you know, and then there's going to be
some... And if you drop your guard in soccer for 5 minutes, your team can be... Like, there was one World Cup that was in Brazil, and Brazil were arguably the best team at that time. And Germany ended up beating them 7-1 just because there was like 20 minutes of them letting their guard down. Are you going to go to any of the World Cup games in 26 in America?
I probably will. And that's soccer, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'll probably get over to some of them. Our soccer's been pretty bad, man. Our country's going through a lot, I'll be honest with you. It's one of the reasons why I'm over here. Dude, Ireland was so... I never had seen... I grew up in New Orleans, right? In that area, in Louisiana, like Mardi Gras, people being drunk, right? I never said... It's a different thing of drunkenness. It's just in the... It's like... People, we went into a bar, it's people in there, there's no furniture, right? Just people holding each other up.
I think
drinking. It's like you can't even let the guy stop drinking. They won't fucking let. Dude, I remember we're in the bar, outside of the bar, they built another bar around the exit door. You open the exit to the bar, you're in another fucking bar, dude.
But drinking culture here is different than America. Like I found when I lived in Nashville, it was like sports bars. You go to a sports bar to watch a game, to drink.
Yeah.
And you would see people there on their own drinking a huge vodka tonic, just like, I'm here to get fucking drunk. There's Irish bars on the motorway in America. I'm like, who the fuck is driving to an Irish bar? But here, if I'm like, for instance, I saw my best mate, Nick, yesterday, and I was like, oh, let's go out for a couple of pints. And we would go out and we caught up and we had 3 pints of beer, and then that was it. And it's our culture here is very much built around. I'm generalizing. Not everyone loves drinking, but I would say like 80% of the people in England love a beer every now and then. And you would go out, and instead of getting shit canned every time you go out, you know, like I would go to these sports bars, and it would basically be like everyone in the sports bar in America would be going with the sole purpose to be dribbly drunk by the end of the night, taken home in an Uber. Whereas in England, it's very much, and Ireland and Scotland and Wales, it's a regular, with my friendship group anyway, a regular thing to have maybe like 1 or 2 pints at the end of a work day. And then maybe on a Friday, you'll have like 6 pints and a bottle of wine. You'll go out and do the shots and blah, blah, blah. But it's far more just part of the culture to do it regularly.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like they wear it better here.
It's not alcoholism to drink every day here. Whereas in America, if you drunk every day, it'd be alcoholism. Because obviously people take it too far here as well, but the general thing I think is, am I right in saying that, lads? Like you would go out for a couple of pints after this and it wouldn't be like...
Well, I think we treat every event with beer.
Yeah.
Are you sad? Have a beer. Are you happy? Have a beer.
Yeah.
Is it a wedding? Have a beer. Is it a funeral? Have a beer.
Yeah.
Everything.
But it's not alcoholism. It's the culture.
It's just the culture, yeah.
It's not like I wake up every morning and I'm like, I need a beer tonight. It's like you'll get to the end of the day and your mate will be like, oh, I'm in central London. Do you want to go for a beer? Rather than like, I need a beer. It just sort of, yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting, dude, because a lot, like, by the definition of alcoholism, I mean, everybody decides for themselves if they're an alcoholic. That's one thing I know about that program. Like, you have to decide. Like, there can be, like, the rules that kind of help you decide, but it's a personal decision, right? But, yeah, people would look at a lot of people in Ireland and be like, oh, everybody here is an alcoholic. 9 out of 10 people. Even some people in comas or whatever drinking, you're like, that's new. But yeah, but that's not the same because it's
I think it's a misconception
part of the culture. Oh, I agree. When you say that, it's like,
because it's part of the culture. I actually don't like the culture of like people viewing Ireland as like an alcoholic country. It's like, it's not. They you know, we can have a good time, but it's not like I don't know. It's the same in England. Like it's just the culture.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. But they're good.
Germany's the same.
It surprises me how good at it they are. I think that's what surprised me. Just that like
it's practice.
Wow.
But also we drink from a very young age, irresponsibly or responsibly. But like I had my first beer when I was like 12, 13.
Yeah.
And you learn how to manage your alcohol by the age of 16. You know, if I drink this many cans of Strongbow, I'm probably going to throw up. So I'll drink this many cans of Strongbow. Whereas I think in America, it's very much like 17, 18, 19. Maybe it's even just getting to college for the first time where you're then finding out what your boundaries are.
Yeah.
France, they start drinking wine from like 5.
Oh, God.
They give tiny glasses of wine to their kids and it makes them respect alcohol by...
I'd watch that online if they had that. To be honest, no judgment or anything, and I don't know any of the children, but and I wouldn't want to know any of them, but I would watch them drink a little bit of wine, dude, and just, especially you can't, do anything bad to the screen or whatever.